Now we have a shirt titled Spirit of 1666. It was made to accompany the most recent Sunn record, the Meta Benevolence BBC Live, on the invitation of Marianne Hobbs, double LP. And it features some artwork by our friend Savage Pencil, an English artist. Well, his actual name is Edwin Pouncey, but his nom de plume is Savage Pencil. We've been friends and had the opportunity to work with him for 20 years almost. He made the very first, or the artwork for the very first Sunn tour in Europe in 2003, and that was called Rather Grim. This artwork, I think, displays him in a nutshell. He's working a lot with the concept of demons and sort of evoked spirits, although his style is pen and ink, a bit late 20th century, illustrative, even comic vibe, comic books rather. He's done a whole series of these so-called demons, and he's illustrated a lot of the Sunn tracks live in the studio in the BBC. And he came to the recording of this record when we did the live recording in the John Peel studio at Maida Vale in London on invitation of Marianne Hobbs. Edwin was there, and he created this drawing while we were performing. We were invited also by John Peel to record for the Peel session in 2003 or 4, right before he passed away. And Sunn was one of the last sessions that happened. But our session happened after he passed away. But they kept his wishes, like his invitations, and it was like 3 or 4 bands that were recorded, including High on Fire. I think they might have been the very last one. But Edwin attended that session as well and made a really beautiful drawing called Candle Goat. And Candle Wolf is another drawing that he made for us. Actually, Candle Wolf was for the Peel session. Candle Goat came later. But the one show that Sunn has played this year so far was in London in June, and it was around the exhibition, an exhibition of Savage Pencil that happened in Atlantis Books. And it's a very small bookstore in London that sells esoteric and occult books. And in the basement, there's a room that's been used in the early 20th century up until current times for practices and ceremonies and stuff, but it's also an art gallery. And Edwin did a exhibition there of all of the drawings he's made for Sunn, and in honor of that, Greg and I decided we would do a show in London around that, and we collaborated a lot with Evil Greed on that show. They helped us out with the merch. Pascal came out and manned the fort, so to say, with that stuff. Yeah, what can I say? Edwin is a very old ally, so I'm very proud of every step we get to take with him, including this shirt. And also, we haven't done a lot of white t-shirts. This comes in white and black, but I'd like to do more white shirts. I guess there's a bit of the calcification of coming from metal that makes it a little bit avoidant to do white shirts, but I know a lot of people like them, including me. And other color shirts, it seems a bit ridiculous to talk about that, but it's a topic. But I think this comes across very well with the sort of fluo orange. So that title came out of a conversation Edwin and I had about plague. I asked him to make a drawing for the purpose of supporting that record, and that was during the during the pandemic, and he brought up a date. Yeah, in London, 1666 was the last big plague that happened. That was considered plague. This is not considering the flu. in the early 20th, or other pandemics that happened. He was talking about the plague. So that's the spirit of that year.